What's up, everybody? Welcome to THS Wrestling. Facebook.com/THS Wrestling News. I'm not sure what the YouTube's channel is, but check out that hashtag show. Subscribe to that because YouTube / that hashtag show is not it, guys. It just goes to nothing. That's how YouTube link. Anyway, Instagram.com/wrestling. Guys, we've got a lot to talk about. Thank you for joining us. Happy Sunday. Happy 3-day weekend.
3 days.
If you joined us last night, we appreciate it. If you're joining us again, we appreciate it even more. My name is John, and I am joined, as always, by Johnny P313.
What up, Doe?
And my good friend, Neeson. You're both my good friends.
Hi, how you doing? How you doing, Pingo?
Oh, jeez, I did it wrong. There we go.
Look, I have puppets.
Oh, we got you. We got you.
Oh.
Matthew in the chat, what's going on?
What up, Matty Matt?
Working on a Sunday. I salute you, sir.
What's up, Brian Rick?
So we're not going to talk about Double or Nothing at length. We did that last night. If you didn't have a chance to join us, check the archives on YouTube or on Facebook.
Because we're in both places.
We're in both places. And we're gonna start the show off on remembering some people who we lost this week. It was a rough week for wrestling, and I think that is an understatement.
Yeah.
First of all, it reported last week that Shad Gaspard, it's even still hard to just say the words of what happened because the man died a hero and a great father. And it's just such a bummer. I only had the privilege of seeing them live once, and it was actually at a GCW show, and they couldn't have been they were just the nicest down-to-earth people, just walking around, talking to people, joking. Shad just seemed like the what we should all strive to be as a human being, and it just sucks, I think, is the only way we can put it. And just seeing the outpour from the wrestling community, from his peers. I mean, I want to say it was last night. Correct me if I'm wrong. It might have been last night or the night before. His friends all went to the beach, and it was just like a who's who of wrestlers, and it was great to see. It was really great to see. And I don't know how you guys are. Let's just, how are you guys feeling? If you have any memories, personal memories. I don't know if either one of you had the chance to meet him, or what did Shad mean to you guys?
For me, I did have a chance to meet him. So I've known Shad since about 2016. And we met at this party that a mutual friend was throwing. And he was like, I seen him, and I was beyond drunk. And I seen him, and I was just like, man, I know him from somewhere. I know him. And my boy, which is this boy, knew that he wrestled and that I love wrestling. So he was like, yo, did you meet Shad? And I was like, where do I know you from? And he was like, it was like Crime Time. And I was like, oh, wow. And I was just like, it's cool. And I was like, start doing the entrance, and I'm like spazzing out. And then he was like hella cool with it. And so then he just starts, man, when I tell you we talked for like it had to be at least, look, it felt like 2 hours. It was probably like 20 minutes, but it felt like a long time. And we were outside, like off to the side of this party, and he told me the story about how he got Kofi signed by Vince McMahon. He said how much he loved Kofi. Mind you, this is 2016. And he said, he was just praising Kofi in that, talking about black people in wrestling. And he was like, Kofi is the guy. And he was like, I beat the shit out of him. He was like, he beat him, and he was like throwing him up, slamming him, beating him, and Kofi was taking it. And he said he was beating him to show Vince McMahon that he could take a punch, and he told Kofi, fire up. And when Kofi fired up, Vince, man, he just saw Vince's eyes light up. And it was right before, I forgot what show he said, but it was right before a show, right before they opened the doors. And he was like talking about it, giving me goosebumps, guys, because I just remember I was just like a kid. I'm just like, oh, like this is crazy. And he gave me his number. He's like, man, anytime, call me, man. Oh. Anytime you want, talk to me. And he talked about how he wanted to do him and JTG wanted to do a recap show or a live watch show, because this is back then when they were doing the app TV, like you would like watch Raw, and then on commercials you have the app, like you can watch whatever commercial. So he had an idea of like have him and JTG get super high and watch Raw live and have people watch them watching Raw and reacting while they were watching Raw, and call it like the high review or a highlight or something. It was called like something like that.
Fucking brilliant. And, fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I was just like, man, that's crazy. So he was like, take my number down. Like we exchanged a couple of texts. I remember the next morning I woke up, like I texted him, was like, thank you, whatever. But fast forward, the week before this all happened, I was talking to Justin, because that wrestling classic, he had just started a show with Chad, and he was telling me about how Chad developed a TV show and that I should really talk to him the following week, because this TV show was incredible. He started telling me about it. He had me look it up. I'm like, yo, this is incredible. It's a show called Pinfall. I know now his wife is trying to get it produced as well, but it's really an incredible show, an incredible idea. And I was going to reach out to him literally that next week to meet, and seeing his contact and then hearing about him and hearing about his son saying, save my son. It messed me up, man. And then, Johnny, you have, because I go on because I was really messed up by it, trying to like think of stuff.
Take your time. Take your time. You good.
But Johnny, what do you have, man?
For me, like, it was just beautiful to see like Crime Time when they came in, everything like that. Because a lot of times, like, to see like that modern version of like hip hop culture and them come in and be so positive. Because the thing about this was like they came in, but they were just like two fun loving dudes who you love to see in the back, like having so much fun and like goofing off and everything like that. In a way, they were like street profits before we got the street profits. And so they were just like so dope to see. That honestly, like when it comes down to it, like my two biggest memories with Shad. Never gonna hang out with a party with him, so props to decent. Like that never happened. But my two favorite memories are one, when Kofi won the belt and seeing him and MVP in the bar, and like the tears come down their faces, because it was again just about celebrating him in that moment and realizing how that moment was just big for like black wrestlers and like how much it's going to advance minority careers and stuff like that. And that was just such a beautiful moment. And then second, it's just that the way he went out when he was like, no, save my son. And it's just heartbreaking, because again, even as he went out, that man was a hero. Sometimes it pisses me off when people talk about wrestling is fake and whatnot. But the thing about it is, like, these wrestlers go out there and they're like real life superheroes. And we hear people about like Shad or like Owen, but Owen was like falling down. They said Owen was yelling out, "Move out the way." The man was about to pass away, but he was like yelling out, "Move out the way," to save people below him. And it's just like, it shows that the wrestlers are like some of these bigger than life figures who are like real heroes sometimes. And it's a damn sad loss.
Yeah, and I know there is a GoFundMe going on right now. Unfortunately, I do not have the information for the GoFundMe at this moment, but it seems like possibly, and this is just, take this as it is, John Cena might have donated a large amount of money, because if we remember, CTC was a thing, and that it was super entertaining. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, just a really big blow to not only the wrestling community, but the LA community as well. Yeah, just
he was heavy. He was heavy out here, man. This was at a party in LA, and like the real LA, and like he was there and he was loved. So yeah, man, we lost a good human. Not only in the wrestling world, but just the world in general. Somebody that would give their shirt off your back. All the nice stories you hear people saying, when I tell you that's the energy he carried around, that is him in real life.
And unfortunately, we move on from that to Hana Kimura, who, if you are not familiar with, a 22-year-old Japanese, and I'm going to try real hard, guys. This one hit me really hard, and I didn't think it would. Just very 22 years old. She, and you can quote me on this. She would have been one of the biggest things in professional wrestling. She was just starting out. She just kind of perfected this look, which was absolutely amazing. She had a load of personality. She was great in the ring. She wrestled for Stardom, for those of you that don't know, which is a promotion you should check out. All female promotion in Japan. And unfortunately, she was being cyberbullied, and it was just apparently just too much for her. She was on a show called Terrace House, which is it's a reality television show in Japan, which apparently is very popular, but it also has a part of the fandom that is not great, and apparently they were giving her a lot of grief, and it just she took her own life, and it's just very, very tragic, very sad. Just you see every you see like Kairi Sane and Io Shirai and Asuka and everyone just I guess Kairi Sane tried to reach out to her. It's just very tragic. Anytime anyone talks about it, it just makes me very, very sad to think that we can't, there's still like people that are just mean to other people for absolutely no reason. Steven says she was the next Asuka, and I 100% agree. She was on that track, a fantastic performer that has just gone way too soon. I'm not sure if either one of you had ever gotten the chance to see her perform. I know she did perform in the Tokyo Dome this year and in Madison Square Garden in 7 months apart, and that's pretty cool. And every story I've heard about her is just it hits even harder. I know Brody King had a really nice story about her meeting her in Japan, and then her coming up to him in Madison Square Garden. Just a really horrific week for professional wrestling, and I'm going to stop talking now. Yes. So, I think the only thing I could really say is just everybody, and we have to be better. We have to be better people. We have to be better people to each other. Words do hurt. And this is coming from experience, which I will not share with on here, but cyberbullying is a real thing. It does hurt people. And I think we just need to be better to one another overall.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna switch gears. We're gonna switch gears as hard as it is to do. Unless if you guys have anything further to say about Hana, or just anything.
Johnny, go ahead, Johnny.
I would just say, like, I'm not familiar with her, but the whole situation is tragic because, again, we hear that 22 years old, she's passed away, and such potential has been lost to the world, such a beautiful life, and this is just a terrible tragedy. And again, I'm just going to echo John's sentiments and say, like, y'all be kind. Please be kind to each other, because words hurt. Social media bullying is terrible. And then a lot of times we go after these people who are just trying to provide us with entertainment, and we hurt them when they're just trying to like find ways to entertain us. Like I think about like a lot of the cast of Star Wars, and like again a lot of the things that those people have been gone through, and had to like take away their Instagram and social media pages and whatnot. Yeah. And so again, we just got to stop this, and we just need to be kind to each other, because we're all human beings. We only have a short amount of time here on this earth, and we should be celebrating each other, not tearing each other down.
Absolutely. Neeson?
I would talk, but I'm a little laggy today, so
all right.
I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, good. Let's switch gears.
Oh, wait, I'm back. Okay, wait, I'm back. Yay! That's it. Yes. Look, I have a real big thing with people with social media bullying, because I feel like if you're not gonna say it to their face, which 95% of these people will not say it to their face, you should not say it at all. And I just feel like you feel so comfortable saying these mean things, you don't know how people are going to receive them and take them. And not only just that, every time, like you said, Star Wars, wrestling, we're all talking about people portraying characters. Like, we're talking about entertainment on television that you're watching, that you feel the need to go online to reach this person because you can. Because if social media wasn't a thing, you wouldn't be able to do any of these things. But you feel like because you can, you want to say something mean and vile and just unnecessary. And it's just sad, man. And it's sad. So to those people, look, maybe if you have, this is to everybody, if you feel like you need to go to somebody's page, literally go to somebody's page and say something mean to them, then that moment when you feel that way, go look in the mirror and say that thing to yourself, because that's all you're doing. All you're doing is projecting your own unhappiness, your own, darkness onto other people that don't deserve it. They're doing this thing for entertainment. They're doing this thing for, to help put smiles on people's faces. Even playing a good guy or a bad guy, for the end of the day, it's for the good guy to win, to put smiles on people's faces. And we all know this since, the turn of the evolution of wrestling, right? But you could say since the beginning of wrestling, but since the turn of the 90s, we know what this is. And so for people to continue to do this, and especially in the wrestling business or to start any big fandom, really, that's what it really is, right? Because people care about this so much. And the passion is great. The passion is wanted. But when the passion becomes hate and it attacks people and affects other people's lives to the point where they want to end their own, hey, man, we have to be accountable. Like, we really have to be accountable. We see that happening to somebody, call them out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's all I'm going to say.
Okay. I'm going to go through Matthew. GCW stands for Game Changer Wrestling. WWE, Steven says WWE and the McMahon family should definitely put Shad in the Hall of Fame in 2021. I think they should put him in this year. They haven't had the ceremony yet. That was Vince McMahon driving to the headquarters.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine. Yeah, so we're gonna switch gears as best we can here, and we're gonna talk about the odd Monday that Austin Theory had, because he had a weird Monday. He started out the night in his little group with Zelina Vega, and then he got kicked out of the group, and seemingly it seemed like he might be going on a face turn, but that didn't happen. And he became a heel once again, and he went into the loving embrace of the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins. How are we feeling about Austin Theory leaving Zelina Vega's group and now joining up with, look at him. He's like, why? I was having such a good time. And now he is with, they don't even have a name yet. Look at how loving Seth Rollins is. He's just so happy. What do we think of Austin Theory joining up with Seth Rollins here?
I low-key kind of love it. I was thought it was genius. I did love the whole little trio they were doing with Selena Vega, and the diversity factor happened there, mixing up, integrating, whatever. But then when he you saw the infeuding going on, I was they're I was a little bit worried. I was oh shit, it looks like they're gonna kick Austin Theory out. But I was I don't want to see him go back to NXT so soon. He just did WrestleMania. He's kind of proving himself. And when I saw him go with Seth, I was this is fucking brilliant. because now he's with Seth, he's going to have like a mentor. It low-key reminds a little bit like Evolution back in the day, where you had like, Batista and Randy Orton be a mentor by Ric Flair, Triple H and whatnot, kind of being brought along. And like kind of like Lisa's been talking about for a minute now, like Austin Theory is like the future. So if he's the future of the company, who's better for him to learn from? There's somebody who understands the business, who understands how to get the crowd behind him, like all these different things. Then Seth Rollins. I'm like, oh shit, that's really fucking smart. And so, like, honestly, I like it a lot. Like, I like it what's going to give Austin Theory behind the scenes and the potential storytelling because, again, with Authors of Pain being gone, and I'm not sure why they're not there. They really haven't said if it's because of COVID or them just not using them or, like, I'm just assuming COVID. But the thing about it is that, like, it gives that, like, faction, again, more members now so they can actually be a faction again. So I like it a lot.
I actually think one of the Authors of Pain is injured right now. I think. I could be wrong on that. But Steven says, what the heck is with the beef between Vega and Rollins? They apparently had, or it seemed like it might be a one-sided Twitter exchange with Zelina Vega just throwing shots at Seth Rollins for picking up her quote sloppy seconds. But I absolutely love this. I think Austin Theory is the next guy. I feel he has it, if you will. And I think pairing him in this group is fantastic because there's a lot of things you could do. You could pair him with Buddy Murphy and see what's going on with that. And maybe they could be a great tag team, but I'd rather them, be single stars, but.
Well, look, I've been screaming Austin Theory's name from the high heavens since Evolve. When I seen him, I was like, oh, this guy has it. He's going to be the next Cena, I promise you. And I was so scared that he was going to turn face. And I'm like, no, don't turn him face right now. Please keep him heel. So when he joined Seth Rollins in the Monday Night Messiah and the Disciples, I thought, yes, this is perfect. Like you said, it's Evolution. It's all the things, and just so happened that, which was recorded a week prior to the Monday Night Raw, Seth Rollins was on a Corey Gray podcast, and who did he talk about? Austin Theory. And he said, Austin Theory has it. And at 22 years old, he had a WrestleMania match and was able to, deliver. And so just to see him be groomed under Seth Rollins, as I'm a little laggy, I don't know if I am on your side, to be groomed under Seth Rollins, I think it's incredible, man. Like, I can't wait to see what else comes from this. And I can't wait to see Austin Theory turn on Seth Rollins and play the Shield version Seth, the future. What was he? He was he's the future.
Yeah,
he's the man. He was the man in the future. Yes, yeah. I can't wait till Austin Theory plays that version of himself.
And low key, like I'm thinking like 5 years in advance from now, to the point where it's like, we have Adam Cole like on Raw or SmackDown or whatever, and they get into a feud. And the dope thing about it will be is that Austin Theory could be like, see, that's the problem. I passed up NXT because I was bigger than that place. You had to stay down there. It was like, oh shit. It's like there's just so much stuff you could do with the way they're building this right now. Like I'm like, this is gonna be dope. Like, so honestly, it's a dope fucking thing they're doing with Austin Theory. They're playing it very smartly.
Absolutely. I'm excited for his future. And another thing I'm excited about is to see who the next Intercontinental Champion will be. And in the process of this tournament, we found out that the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, is headed back to SmackDown in a trade. Yes. The face that runs that place is back in the place.
The house that AJ Styles built.
And it's apparently a trade for future considerations, which is my favorite thing. I love it because it just, if they go, we'll just put those other people over there and we'll just say that was the AJ Styles trade. I love that. I think it's a great little wrinkle. And with this, we have the updated Intercontinental Championship brackets. And we're going to have these are the final four right here. AJ Styles versus Elias on one side, Daniel Bryan versus Jeff Hardy on the other. What are we thinking of these semifinal matches, and who are we going to see in the finals? I mean, it feels kind of like it's going to be AJ and Daniel Bryan, but I mean,
if it's not AJ and Daniel Bryan, then what are we really watching, guys?
Yeah.
Right? Like it has to be AJ and Daniel Bryan.
I'll be real. Yeah, the same thing. I want to see AJ versus Daniel Bryan, like I talked about like last week. If Jeff makes it, I'm like low key a little bit interested to see like what a Jeff Hardy AJ Styles like match would look like, given them both like acrobatic like background and whatnot. So I'm a little bit interested in that. But I gotta be real though. I'm not this excited for this semifinal match, and maybe you two can talk me out because I just gotta be real. I'm trying to think of it right now. I've seen great Elias moments. Like, again, I love his gimmick. And, like, when he comes out, like, what does WWE stand for? Walk with Elias. When he did that WrestleMania and everybody was yelling, I got chills. But it's like, I'm trying to think about great Elias matches, and I really can't think of that many. You
just reminded me of, Bruce, what's your favorite Elias match? That's all I think about is Conrad asking Bruce Pritchard what his favorite blank match is, and then he goes, well, the one with the, and he can't name one. So
the last one.
This one. Yeah, I mean,
Bottle of Banks.
Bottle of Banks. Steven in the chat says AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy in the finals. What do we think about that? A little TNA World Heavyweight Championship action going on.
Ooh, shit, yeah, damn.
No, I want Daniel Bryan.
I mean, as interesting as that would be, I think Daniel Bryan AJ is where we're headed.
Yeah, that's what I want. It sounds good for a second, but no, I want Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Championship and give Daniel Bryan the Intercontinental run that he deserved the first time before he got injured by Sheamus. Then have Sheamus take it off of him. I'm cool with that.
Matthew also says, in regards to AJ Styles being traded, David Ortiz was once a future consideration in a trade. And I believe Matthew, and he says that turned out pretty well for him. I agree. I believe Matthew, was that from the Twins to the Red Sox? Let me know because I can't remember at this time. But so we think AJ, Daniel Bryan in the finals.
Yeah.
I can see that going either way.
Absolutely.
I like I'm looking forward to it because also like one, that AJ Shinsuke match was good, and I was so excited to see that good match. And there was that point where like Shinsuke, you guys know the moves better than I do, but he put him like on the Dragon's Gate or whatever. But then AJ reversed that to like a Styles Clash. I was like, oh shit, they tried. Oh shit, they tried. Shinsuke's not just here for the money this week. Let's go, Shinsuke. And I was just so excited. So that match was like, that was a good match for me. I was like so excited to see it. Outcome's totally fine. So I'm looking forward to this finals because, like I said, Jeff Hardy has me a little bit interested just because like flippy shit that could happen. But like AJ versus Daniel, especially with Daniel doing this grounded stuff right now, I'm like, they might put on a match of the year type shit right now. So I'm interested. Absolutely. But I'm favoring AJ low-key. I kind of want AJ to get it right now.
Technically, he was a player to be named later. Yes, my favorite baseball phrase. Now, we did talk at length about Double or Nothing last night, and then we also previously talked at length about Money in the Bank. And Johnny posed this question to the group, and I posed this question to all three of us, myself. I don't know how I pose a question to myself. I guess just by thinking it anyway. That's a little too, and to the chat here, we want to know which one you thought was better, Double or Nothing or Money in the Bank. I will go first. And I think because I missed the Money in the Bank review. I was not here for that. I can't remember why. Anyway, for me, Double or Nothing was a better show. And I think I had said the following week, I didn't really think that the Money in the Bank match was that great. I thought all of the comedic bits did not hit. I thought they didn't make sense. Paul Heyman a catering table by himself at 8 p.m. at night was weird. The Doink the Clown just like seemingly poking out of nowhere. And some of the matches I just didn't, were like, like the Strowman Wyatt match, I will say the Bailey Tamina match was much better than I thought it would be, and that's coming from me. But for me, Double or Nothing, better show for my money. From the pre-show to the last match, I thought great show. Brother Love in the bathroom, it didn't make any sense. Like it was just like it was great to see Brother Love, but it was like he just pops out and Rey Mysterio's like, oh yeah, I know that guy, and then just walks away. All the comedic bits in the Stadium Stampede were great. I thought they were very well done. Johnny, since you posed the question to the group, how are you feeling?
I'm a little bit torn because here's the thing, again, the All In has a bit of an advantage. Double or Nothing has a little bit of advantage because it's so recent. So I had to go back and look at the Money in the Bank card. But then I remember some of the cool moments that happened in Money in the Bank because outside like the main events, the thing about this was that Drew McIntyre Seth Rollins match was a damn good match. And again, I love that whole thing there where they shook hands or whatever. That looked like it was going to be like a turning point for Seth, which is still like kind of happening right now. So I was like, this is good storytelling. You're setting some stuff up here right now. And I hope be a man, shake my hand type deal. That was dope. The Tamina Bailey match wasn't terrible. Like, cause again, like we've talked about that before. Like Tamina can be kind of hit or miss sometimes, but honestly, like that was not a terrible match. It actually worked out and that was fine and everything like that. And me personally, I thought the Money in the Bank match was hilarious. Like I was dying laughing. Like there was like so many comedic bits. Like I know you didn't like that food fight, but it gave me like flashbacks to Animal House, like all the shit going on. At one point, Nia Jax was choking out. Like who was she choking out? Decent. Was that Dale Bryan? She was choking out. I can't remember. Who was that?
Dang. Wait, what part? I was reading the comments.
No, I'm sorry. So you're good. In the food fight during Money in the Bank, Nia Jax was like choking out somebody and everything like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious.
It was Mysterio.
Yeah. And then
I think that was like the precursor to him getting thrown off the roof. But
exactly, yeah. And then there was like, and then of course there was that moment Dana Brooke was like, "Oh shit, Dana Brooke won!" And then into that terrible cut to Stephanie McMahon that was actually shot at her house or whatever. Like that's just the Money in the Bank boardroom. And I was like, "Oh, y'all keep that in there like that?" But again, for a minute I thought Dana Brooke won, so I thought it was really entertaining and fun. However, with all that said, Money in the Bank was a great pay-per-view. But honestly, I got to give a lot of credit to Double or Nothing because there were just so many like more moments. Again, Shida winning the belt last night was emotional. It was like a tearjerker. That was an awesome physical match. That was great to see. The Stadium Stampede had the advantage of going second because once you saw all the stuff that Money in the Bank did, you're like, all right, cool. We're just going to kind of do some stuff like that, but we're just going to up it notches. And we talked about a lot of great things. Like we talked about the Hardy transformations, but we talked about Jericho going to like the refs booth and everything like that. We talked about them like excessive celebration and the super kick that happened afterwards and all that stuff. They were just like, they got the advantage of going second, doing outside, the fireworks celebration at the end. So honestly, like Double or Nothing have the advantage of going second, put on I would say a better show, but we were very lucky in this time of wrestling. They were both good pay-per-views in my opinion. What do you think, Nice?
Can you hear me still?
We can hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I thought that I thought Double or Nothing felt long. Money in the Bank felt too short. And they both felt completely different. I know that we got a cinematic match from the Money in the Bank match and then the Stadium Stampede match, but I just felt that for some reason, the Double or Nothing match, like the Double or Nothing felt more like a pay-per-view. It felt more like a wrestling show to me than what Money in the Bank did. Yes, we did have Bailey versus Tamina, but
I'll defend that match. I really liked that match.
Yeah,
I thought it was good.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. Bailey versus Tamina, was like that was the wrestling match to me.
That's
like that was crazy about
match
that.
I've ever seen. The best Tamina.
Oh, really? Oh, hands down. And I think I texted. I was like, "Yo, this is the best Tamina match like ever."
I was like, I don't know about that, but you were correct.
Right. Yeah, man. She really delivered. So I think with that being said, I think Double or Nothing was a better show because it was a better overall wrestling show. They did deliver some quality wrestling matches, even though they may have been long. But I like if Money in the Bank wasn't Money in the Bank. Let's say if it was just like a one-off like special match that they put together, a special event they put together, I probably would have chose that because I wouldn't have expected a full pay-per-view from them. But I didn't get that. I got a half pay-per-view, and most of the half of that show was that crazy randomness running through. Even though I liked the little spot, like I'm a fan of like the random stuff. I wish they would dove in more to the callback stuff, like Double or Nothing did in the Stampede with the Matt Hardy, and even with the bar at the end with Kenny and Hangman actually drinking and reuniting, like coming together as a team again. If those things were to happen for Money in the Bank, I would have chose Money in the Bank, but it didn't, so I have to choose Double or Nothing.
And low key though, I agree with you. But and as you were talking about that, it reminded me of that one dope segment that they did do in Money in the Bank, where AJ Styles finds like the Undertaker's room, and he's like walking around seeing all the posters or whatever, and then someone throws him in the room like, no! I was like, this shit's kind of dope. This shit's kind of dope. Like it was awesome.
And apparently that's not. So it seems like that Undertaker AJ Styles feud is not over.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so we're probably gonna get another cinematic match, maybe at SummerSlam, or maybe when crowds could come back, they'll probably give another match. Because if you've been watching the Last Ride, you should. And look, man, this is not to go off on a tangent about covering for WWE, but people are like, oh, they're copying The Last Dance. They couldn't copy it because it was already in the can and like ready to come out. And people are like, they're just copying The Last Dance. It was like, it just so happens that they pushed up the date. First of all, it would have came out before The Last Dance. Last Dance was supposed to come out during the finals. So this would have came out. So they pushed up Last Dance because of COVID. And then now you have Last Dance, Last Ride. But it really is good, man. It's worth the watch. And he talks about, it's just crazy how in the doc, he talks about, man, if I could go against AJ Styles, he reminds me a lot of Shawn. And this was back in like 2017. And he thought he was going to retire against Roman Reigns. He thought it was it. He thought it was done. He thought that's why they did it. And it was that terrible match. And he was like, I can't go out like that, basically. And now this is why we have the Undertaker we have now.
He should have.
But I know you don't like the Undertaker, but
forget about him.
Damn. I low key am shaking my head too though, because that AJ Styles Undertaker match at fucking WrestleMania was amazing. Fucking Druid Ninjas is again my highlight. But then also thinking back to that Undertaker Goldberg match, I'm like, bruh.
Yeah, where they
almost that wasn't his
died.
But that wasn't his fault. Like that was the concussion of Goldberg hitting himself against the head and just botching that jackhammer.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I just want to be more selective.
That's on the next episode. It's really crazy. I know we should probably do a special on that, guys, but watch that documentary. It's really dope. And he talks about and we seen it as fans. He's like, okay, yeah, the Cena match, he could really go. He thought he was going 30 minutes. They said at the last minute, you have 10 minutes. He's like, what? And so that's why they did the match he did. And then the next year at New York, he was on the match and he wanted to be on it. So they gave him the Saudi match.
Right.
And then they're like, okay. Then they gave him the Super Showdown match. And then so there was like Triple H versus Undertaker. So it was like, cool. And then the Super Showdown match turned into the tag team match, which that's what's his name, Taurus Pekoff, and it went all downhill from there. Like it was like it's just these unforeseen things. Like he was like, yeah, I'm gonna retire here, and then the match, like he has a good match, and he said, okay, cool. The next one I'll retire, and then he has a fucked up match, and then it's like, okay, well I can't retire off that. So then he has a good match, and then he's like, cool, I'm retiring the next one, and then the next one he's like, I have a fucked up match. So it's,
What?
I know you don't like the Undertaker, but
What?
watch that documentary. It's really dope. And he talks about the Undertaker Goldberg match. And then so there was like Triple H versus Undertaker. So it was like, cool. And then the Super Showdown match turned into the tag team match, which that's what's his name, Taurus Pekoff, and it went all downhill from there. Like it was like it's just these unforeseen things. Like he was like, yeah, I'm gonna retire here, and then the next one I'll retire off that. So then he has a good match, and then he has a good match, and then he has a fucked up match. So it's like, okay, well I can't retire off that. So then he has a good match, and then he's like, cool, I'm gonna retire the next one, and then the next one he's like, I have a fucked up match. So It's dope. What?
Question: who would you guys like to see retire the Undertaker?
It should have already happened 5 years ago.
He's so cold, John. So cold.
It already happened, and now all of this is some horrible fever dream that I have to live in.
Honestly, I think the only way you could end this is if you give Sting the Undertaker Sting match and end it with two legends, and not because he already put over Roman Reigns, he already put over Brock Lesnar. Like, you don't want to diminish those people that he put over already. So just give it the Undertaker Sting match, end it, and have two legends walk away.
You know,
why not Bray?
No, that is way past. They're past that. But
yeah, they're past that.
I think Matthew has the perfect person. I think Aleister Black would be good, but I don't know. I don't know if they'll do that, but I think that would be, when he defeats him, pass on the supernatural powers like we thought would happen with Bray. But that lasted a week, man. They just bungled Bray Wyatt in so many different ways. But anyway,
Aleister could be. Yeah, I agree. Aleister gives a good call, Matthew. Aleister could be dope. And at least I like your pitch about Sting too. Like, honestly, I'm disappointed that Seth Rollins Sting injury happened type deal. And I was like, fuck, because I do want to see that final Undertaker Sting thing just to kind of close the door on that and do it, because I do want to see Sting one more time.
Well, the rumor is. And yes, the Undertaker hate from me is real. Never been a fan. And if I was to enjoy one Undertaker, it would be Biker Undertaker. I don't know why.
Rolling.
I have I have no idea why, but that was very entertaining to me, and everything else I just don't really care for.
It was good.
Oh, I'm sorry, except for when he teamed up with Lex Luger and the Steiner brothers, and he did the rest in peace thing, and he had the flag in his. Do you remember that in 1990 Survivor Series? No, 94, 95.
Yeah.
I don't remember. And he had the flag in the background. Good stuff.
What about when he came down with the bat wings and he descended from the Raptors with the bat wings, and he came down? You don't remember that? Oh, he came down with the little bat wings, and he was coming down. Yeah.
Matthew Sting Undertaker Survivor Series. Now, I will say, guys, I don't know. The Sting thing is up in the air now because there was supposed to be a figure that was supposed to come out, right? And they randomly just pulled it, and it was gone. No reason given. And the other rumor is he might be all in here. Saying. So we'll see. I mean, we've not really heard a lot about that, but that's the rumor around town. And I would, if you want to just find some clues to that, I will say Chris Jericho's randomly getting a baseball bat now.
This is very true.
This is true. Yeah.
He's calling it Lloyd.
Is it Lloyd or is it Floyd?
I thought it may be Floyd.
After New York Met great Cliff Floyd. No.
Yes. Yeah.
He's great though. Cliff Floyd is great. Anyway, let's move on here to we got to talk about that's what I want to do to this belt. We're going to talk about, we kind of talked about it a little bit. We're going to end the show with talking about the All Elite Wrestling TNT Championship. Now, here's a little closer view of this belt. We talked about it a little bit last night. Apparently, an incomplete belt. So keep this picture up. Now, I said, what in the world is this house last night? What is this house? I don't understand. It's a mansion. What are we doing here? Apparently, that is Ted Turner's house.
Why?
TNT Turner. But here's the thing. I'm like, why? That's very strange. First of all, we also found out that the belt was incomplete. As you can see, the middle and the AEW, it just looks like they had a bunch of silver and they They couldn't find any gold during this epidemic. So there's supposed to be gold in this as well. Now, the other thing Tony Khan said in the post Double or Nothing presser is that the belt, or Cody, I can't remember, either one of them said it, is that the belt might be ready by Wednesday. And the question I pose to you guys is, why the fuck show me this incomplete title in the first place if it's going to be done on Wednesday?
That's what the fuck I said last night. Like, what? And that made me even more mad that it's going to be done Wednesday. What you tell me you could have had that championship match on Wednesday? Like, why? Why do that? Because you wanted to get your pay-per-view buys? Because you wanted people to pay $50 to see that bullshit ass title? To see Mike Tyson? You wanted people to pay to see Mike Tyson with his shirt off, not do a damn thing but yarn next to the stage? He didn't do nothing. He didn't cut a promo. He didn't swing a punch. He didn't do anything but scare off old man Jake the Snake. That's all he did.
Jake sold that like his life was about to end.
And absolutely. And Jake, you deserve all the money they're giving you. Bro, how much did you pay Mike Tyson? How much did you pay Mike Tyson
now,
to come there and shut the fuck up?
I will say Mike Tyson might have something to say this coming Wednesday because he is going to be live on Dynamite.
Wait, so Tyson is going to be live on Dynamite on TV for free, but you made people pay $50 to see him to not do a damn thing? When people had WrestleMania, he was on WrestleMania would get Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he was a special enforcer, and people had to pay like $70, I believe it was at the time, and that's a lot of money back in 1998, I believe. $70. And at least you got a punch from him. You got the shirt ripped off. You got the crotch. You got it all. You got it all in one. You got everything. But for $50 last night, during a pandemic, doing 30-something million people being laid off, and you want people to fork over this money with no fans in the audience, and to see Tyson, and you don't do anything. But on Wednesday, we're gonna have the title and him live on TV.
Wednesday.
Oh, he's about to say it.
Wednesday.
Fuck Tony Khan and fuck AEW. How about that?
Whoa! What? Whoa! Oh God!
Wow. You know what though? It does really feel like you get the rematch the night after the pay-per-view. It really feels like that. It's not a good look, I guess we'll say. I mean, to present us with this title and then for it to not be complete. I don't even know if completed it'll look good, but I guess we might see on Wednesday.
Honestly, that's my thing. They're like, gold is supposed to be added to it, but I'm like, that's not going to fucking fix the problem with this belt. It's like, no.
I gotta see it. I gotta see how much gold they're putting in there.
So I know, same. So I'm interested to see how it's going to turn out, but I'm like, I kind of feel like there's going to be like some major cosmetic stuff happen to this belt, but we'll see on Wednesday.
Should be finished by Wednesday. The yawn was epic though, William.
It was so good. It was so well timed.
The quick cutaway to it was even better.
Oh my gosh.
You caught him in the middle of a yawn. God damn. I don't really I can't believe it, guys. We talk about runtime on this show a lot, and we're doing pretty good right now. Just give ourselves a pat on the back here. There's some Sasha. There you go. That's the reward. When your show's under an hour, you get the Sasha Banks.
Thank you, Sasha.
Or if it's over an hour, you get Sasha Banks. It doesn't matter, really.
Either way, we get Sasha Banks.
All right, guys. Let's get on out of here while it's still daylight here. And is there anything else we wanted to talk about? You got the finger up.
There's just one thing I wanted to mention because like when I saw this, I was like, only talk about it with you two. Can I just tell you guys who's been one of my favorite moments from wrestling in the past 2 weeks?
What is that?
It's literally during the Last Dance documentary when Dennis Rodman leaves the Bulls, goes join the NWO, comes back, has Carmen Electra, makes free throws, and literally living his best fucking life. And then the best part is when they win the chip and they're in Seattle, everybody is high-fiving, hugging, crying. Robin's like, suck it. I was like, what the fuck? That was like, Dennis Rodman is wrestling so much. It's so fucking awesome.
Dude,
so I said, like, it was just so good.
I would love a 24-hour documentary just on that. Just on
Same. It was like, wait.
The other thing, that I have not watched the Jordan documentary series yet. I really want to, but I did see the stills of the Sandman high-fiving. I'm pretty sure it's Jordan after a win in a hotel room. I think that's also very funny. I mean, wrestling is everywhere, folks.
It really is.
Cross Ciampa. Now, we were going to talk about In Your House, but I mistakenly didn't realize that they only announced 2 matches. I think Cross Ciampa is a good way to go. I think it'll build up Cross a little more. And I'm very interested to see what In Your House does. It should be a good time. And also this week on NXT, who do you think Charlotte's mystery partner is? Because it's Io and Rhea versus Charlotte and a mystery opponent. Do you think it's someone from NXT, or do you think it's someone from one of the from SmackDown, or from? Because I mean, Charlotte doesn't really have a lot of friends right now.
She doesn't.
Low key, like when that whole thing was happening, and I was like thinking they were going to end up doing like a 3-way for the belt, like coming up soon. Low key in my head, I was like, shit. I kind of wish this was a fatal 4-way, and I wish Bianca Belair was involved. So it'd be dope if she came down for some reason. It was like part of this, so that might be dope for me.
What if it's Sasha Banks?
I was thinking that too.
Would be very interesting. I think
that'd add another layer on the whole. Like, oh, so it's like, well, you didn't want me to go out to help you, so she wanted me to help her.
Yeah.
And I low key would be dope to see Sasha with Rhea and Io Shirai in the ring.
Yeah,
that would be fucking dope. Especially Sasha versus Io. Oh fuck, that would be so dope.
Or what if it's supposed to be Sasha, but Bayley somehow steps in to add another wrinkle to that?
Okay, I just watched Bayley versus Asuka again. Bayley is so fucking good. And man, like she just like it's just about the right dance partner, man.
Speaking of the right dance partner, it's Kurgan. That's who it is.
Good job, William.
Just softballing it up there. That was good.
But yeah, we're talking about NXT next Sunday, though, right? Because that's their go home.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we're going to get out of here. All of our social medias are right below our little screens here. You can check us out all over the webs there. Does anyone else have anything else they would like to plug? We'll start with Johnny. No?
Oh, no. Make sure you keep like checking us out on YouTube. Of course, it's great to be back here. Please leave your comments below. Let us know what you think. For example, like who would you want to see Charlotte's like tag partner be and why? Again, we love reading the comments on there when we can. So make sure you comment below, like, share, and subscribe. And other than that, though, thanks for being here with us as always.
Absolutely. Neeson, anything to plug? Sasha Banks.
Yes. Make sure you follow me on Instagram right here. And we'll be starting our new show next week called Intercession in the Meantime. So the episodes will be dropping. We will be recording all next week. So if you have any type of creatives or, you are a creative or you want us to interview you, please reach out to me, hit me up, DM me. Because we're doing some, most of us are at home, unless you're in Houston or Atlanta, you're at a strip club. Apparently that's the videos that's going around. People are at strip clubs still. But LA is still at home and parts of the world. So hey man, we're just trying to shine light on interesting creatives and creatives you either never seen or heard before. So hit me up.
Absolutely. I also, speaking of creatives, notlg.com is my podcasting network, Night of the Living Geeks.
Nice.
I was super busy last week. I was on 4 different podcasts.
Damn.
Monday through Thursday. I have a professional wrestling podcast called Tornado Tag Radio.
When does that drop?
That drops on Mondays, but we didn't record this week, so don't look for an episode. We'll be back next week. And yeah, me and my host Marianne, we talk about AEW, and I think we're going to start watching NWA Power again. And then we also have Marianne decide if wrestling gear looks good or does not look good. So it's a fun time. And yes, also, our interview with Stu Bennett, speaking of NWA Power, drops tomorrow. Be sure to be on the lookout for that on that #show.com, on Facebook.com/THS Wrestling News, and YouTube. It's going to be on YouTube as well. I just did all of the end of the show plugs out of order. So we're just going to say, I want to reiterate, everyone be better to each other. Just be kind. We can do this. I believe in us. And we will talk to you guys next week. Have a good week.
Peace.